Hello guys, it's your boy AD back with another video. Now in today's video we're gonna be doing with Naruto was the overlord part 1 redo. So yeah, anyways, I'm the one that pretty much created this what if, so I guess credit to myself. But yeah, anyways, also shout out to NAZ. He kind of gave me some ideas about this one. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing something similar to his, but not as much. But yeah, it's gonna be similar at first, like how the way you transform and shit, but the story isn't. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoy this one and get this to 25 like for next part. And also I'll be doing with Naruto had the wife Naruto and Hinata were a project couple either tomorrow, or if I don't do that one tomorrow, I'm probably gonna do with Naruto had boosted gear and was neglected. So yeah, one of these two is gonna be coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's just get this video started.
And now, this world shall know pain. Almighty push!
We start this what if off with Mitsuki, who throws the giant shuriken at Naruto, but this time Naruto wasn't really liked by Iruka, so he never protected Naruto, and Naruto basically got hit and was bleeding out, and Iruka started to fight Mitsuki, and he was losing, and we skip about 5 minutes later, and Ambu came and beat up Mitsuki, and Iruka got a little bit healed by him from like his scratches and whatnot. He just put a bandage on his wounds and whatnot. But Iruka did not tell the Ambu where Naruto was, so they basically left without Naruto. And we go back to Naruto's point of view. He saw how Iruka was leaving, but saw that he didn't tell the Ambu where he was or try to come back for him. And he also saw something that made his blood boil. He saw Iruka look back at him and smirk evilly. Then Naruto started to black out, but then he started to get a lot of memories that aren't his. He just started seeing a man who was playing a game called Yggdrasil. In the memories of him, about him like creating a character and leveling it up. Yeah. Anyways, it's a skeleton character to be more specific, and how he was like level 100, and yeah, he saw him like the person's body. Then he goes and he just saw the person's body and shit, and after that he blacked out, and he woke up to see himself in the person's body, and yeah, he basically lived his life and go and meet the other 40 supreme beings and made the guild in the game called Yggdrasil. And yeah, and then we skip to the server shutdown. Everything happens the same. He gets transferred to the new world. Skip after the war against the Great Two of Nazarick. Like, the war with like when they were fighting for Yasuo and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, we skip after that, and we skip all the way after chapter 17, which I'm not gonna explain anything about. I'm just gonna skip all the way over to like the end of the thing where they take over the world and whatnot. Everything happens like that, and yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyways, we skip 1 year later, and Alberto comes into the throne room saying Lord Ainsama, the Great Tomb of Nazarick is under attack, with Ains getting up saying call the Frog Guardians into the throne room at once. And 5 minutes later, all the Frog Guardians were there kneeling down, And when I say Ainz, I mean I'm referring to Naruto, but I'm just gonna call him Ainz for now because no one else knows that it's Naruto right now. So yeah. Anyways, they basically were kneeling down, and then Alberto says, "My lord, what is your command?" With Ainz saying, "Let them in." With Sarchia opening a gate, and the Sage of Six Path coming out of the gate floating, and looked at Ainz with Alberto screaming, "How dare you look at our master!" And freaking Demiurge was about to say on your knees using his powers to control people's body and whatnot, but Ainz waved his hand, stopping him. Then Ainz looked at the Six Path, asking, "Who are you?" And he says, "I'm Hagoromo Utsuki, otherwise known as the Six Path." And yeah. And then he says you should know now you should know that Naoto Uzumaki, with Ainz getting up and summoning the staff of Ainzu gone, and in a low level of despair appears around him automatically. And he says in an angered tone, "How dare you? Like, how do you even know that name? Even the other supreme being or my what's it called again? Freaking frog guardian and shit didn't know about it. I forgot that name for a reason, and you come back here and make me force me to remember it. Tell me, why shouldn't I kill you right now?" With his aura basically filling up, and the sage, knowing that he could easily get killed by him, it's not gonna be like you can't do shit. So he's like, "I'm sorry, but you should know who I am, so I shouldn't be too much of a surprise that I know of you." With Naruto then saying, "What the hell you've been doing here?" With the sage saying, "Well, Naruto, you were supposed to save that world, so if you could go back and save it like you were supposed to, then basically the staff starting to the staff Ainzu gone started to get a dark aura on it, surrounding it and shit." And then Naruto says, "Why would I ever go back to that crappy place? It never did anything good for me, especially that stupid Leaf Village, basically." Then the shit say, "Wouldn't you wanna know the reason why you were hated and who your parents were?" With Naruto looking at Kokaitis, then Kokaitis pulls out his fighting swords and axes and whatnot, and basically he basically freaking puts a sword on Agombo's neck, and Naruto walks up to him saying, "Tell me now or die." With the sage smirking, saying, "If I die here, it doesn't really matter to me because I would just go back to my limbo world. Plus, I'm already dead, and the world where we're from will die without you anyway, so it makes no difference to me if I die now or a few years later." Then Naruto told Kokaichi to basically release him because he realized that the CSS path wouldn't tell him like that. And yeah, Kokaichi releases him, and Naruto's saying, "What do you want in exchange for the information?" And then Hagombo says, "You to come back to the world where we're from," basically. With Naruto saying, "Nah, I live basically without knowing I can keep going," basically. And Naruto, with Hagombo saying, "This isn't the only thing that I will give you," basically. With Naruto looking back at him and suggesting for him to basically continue. And Agomo says, I will also make it so you're not the only one who gets transported there, but you and all your subordinates in the tomb and all your materials and everything will get transported to your rightful homeland, the Uzumaki village. The Uzumaki village ruins now, I guess. But yeah, I will also give you the frog, you and the frog audience immunity to all jutsus, from D rank to low S rank, and complete immunity to mind controls and genjutsus and all that stuff. And only mid to high S rank can penetrate your shield. You will keep your physical protections, and yeah, they do have physical protection to some degree. If you remember that fight from Overlord where Kokaitis was fighting that army of Lizardmen, yeah, one of these guys with the freaking icicle thing tried to hit him, and there was like a barrier on him. So yeah, and he said that he basically had immunity and whatnot. Anyways, you will basically keep your physical protection, and you will get a scroll similar to the scroll of sealing, similar to the scroll of sealing, but better, as in it has all the jutsu ever known, even the ones that were lost in time, and you will have the bone release Kigenkai. So yeah, anyways, you will get this eye showing a picture of the Onigun, and finally, and also you won't have to have them all the time. You could have your blue eyes, but it will still be able to use the Onigun abilities. So yeah, and you can go down to the Sharingan, but I don't think you would do that anyways. And finally, what you want back the most. He says, finally, I will also give you what you want back the most: your former human body. You will get your old body back with some upgrades like 6 packs. And you get taller, stronger, more pain resistance, etc. Well, you won't really feel pain because yeah, you still have that undead mind and whatnot. And it will be like you can decide your fate. Like, if you can decide the fate of that world, and you can basically do whatever you want with it. I won't be able to interfere anyway. And yeah, and you also have infinite stamina, especially in the bed department. If you know what I mean. Anyways, and we'll be able to sleep with, like, if you want to. And I will also change your money, like, the gold and whatnot, to freaking Naruto money. The money they use in that world. And yeah, then Naruto says, get ready, my guardian. We will basically leave for a new world. We have a new world to go and possibly conquer. And then the sage says, so the reason why everyone hates you is because you have the 9 tails inside of you, and your parents are Minato Uzumaki. Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, showing him a slight, it's like a genjutsu, but isn't really to affect Naruto, and Naruto let it happen. So that's the only reason why it even worked. So yeah, he showed him a little genjutsu of them, basically. So yeah. And Naruto says, wait, I have to go do something before I go back. And he closes his non-existent eyes and enter the mindscape, and uses the staff of Ainzugon to open the gate of the Ninetales, saying, you stupid. And the Ninetales says, you stupid brat, and charging a Biju bomb. But Naruto uses a body of 1,000 barrel, and easy pushes it back. Like he just slaps that shit back to Kurama, and Naruto beats the living hell out of him, and tells him if he doesn't work with him, I will use a spell, basically making you go to sleep for. I'll use a spell called sleep. Like freaking, what the fuck is that again? Well, whatever. It's something to do with sleep. Anyways, I'll use a spell that makes you go to sleep for as long as I live, and since I can't die of age, and I have really strong allies, and I'm really strong myself, that might take a long time. And then Kurama goes into he gives into submission, and yeah, then he opens his eyes to see himself in Konoha, like in Konoha Street, and villagers attacking him and grabbing, and he grabs one of the necks and basically snaps that shit, and then turns it into a death knight, and it kills the rest of them. And Naruto goes, and the freaking death knight goes to the Uzumaki village / the tomb now, and we skip to Kaguya in the moon. She opens her eyes saying, "What is this overwhelming power? I need basically to get a seed from it, if you know what I mean." It could make me the most powerful Otsutsuki." And then we go back to Nazuri. The Floor Guardian woke up and basically went into a panic because Naruto wasn't there, and Albedo, Sashio, and Ora went out looking for him. Skip 20 minutes later, they just stumble upon a little village, and remember something about Naruto saying Leaf Village. So they look for any direction, and basically they ask around and shit, and then they learn where it is, which, yeah. And then they basically rush, like they rush there, like to direction with the full speed. They get there 2 minutes later to see a blonde haired boy sitting down on a swing with, like, by himself, and basically no one was walking up to him or anything, being Naruto obviously. Anyways, and they walk up to him asking, "Is this the village, the Leaf Village?" Him saying yes, and also saying, "What are you guys doing here?" With Albedo saying, do we know each other?" With Naruto saying, "Yeah, it's me, Naruto / Angel Gold." Them all quickly bowing down and apologizing, and Naruto saying, "No, not to worry about it." And it's, all good and shit. And in this one, Naruto's gonna be more needing it, like, if you know what I mean. Like, he's gonna be more needing to lay it out, if you know what I mean. Anyways, he's gonna need it because he spent like a couple 100 years, maybe. I don't know how long Overlord was. Basically, he spent like at least 40 to 30, like freaking 30 to 40 years. Like, he's been basically that long without like surrounded by a bunch of people who, like, a bunch of really good looking girls who are basically ready to pour themselves at him, but he couldn't really do it because he had the same idea as the person in Overlord, that these are his friend's child and whatnot. Anyways, basically, yeah. But now that he got his body back, he gets needing like the needing emotion again. So yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you guys should know what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, he's basically reached his limits of holding it in now. So yeah, anyways, then Albedo says, "So my lord, if I may ask, why did you not come to Nazwick after you were transported here?" Naruto saw it, blushing of embarrassment, and said, "Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but then he moved his hands off his pants to basically reveal a boner. And they look to see what happened with all of them getting kind of wet because Alberto was programmed to be deeply in love with quote unquote Momonga, but in this one it's gonna be Naruto. And Sachio is just a kinky ass person in general, and freaking Aura is pretty into him. So yeah. And then Sachio and Alberto volunteered to basically take care of it for him, if you know what I mean. And he accepted because, he was kind of getting desperate at this point and gave up on the whole idea because he was like, fuck it. Anyways, it's like it's a fucking crime or anything. I don't think so. Is it? Nah, it's probably not. Anyways, yeah. He tells Sachio to open a gate, which she does, and they basically go in it and to basically appear in the Great of Nazarick in Naruto's room. And Naruto tells Demiurge to go tell Pandora's actor to go freaking tell Pandora's actor slash Naruto's son, I guess, in this one, to take Naruto's form and take his place back in the leaf. Skip 5 hours later. No, back to Naruto. Skip 5 hours later. Alberto, Sachio, and Aura were on Naruto's bed, basically sleeping because Naruto got let it out this time, if you know what I mean. Anyways, Naruto looks at them with a smile, thinking there's no going back now, and he liked them anyway, so he's like, it's not like it's a bad thing. So yeah, he goes to basically sleep and skip to Pandora's actor slash Naruto's doppelganger, and he just got the C rank mission slash stationary mission. He basically sends a message to the real Naruto and telling him that he got a C rank, and Naruto telling him that this is not a C rank because he already got information from the shadow demons about the land of waves and all that shit. And yeah, and he basically tells Pandora's actor, I would like you to come back to the tomb, and he does with they switch now and shit like that. Now to go to Team 7. And yeah, we go to the Hokage's point of view, who is sitting down in the Kage meeting, and the Kage slash A is saying, so now let this meeting basically start. And this is pretty much how I'm going to bring off. Hope you guys like this part and enjoyed. And yeah, if you want the next part, you're gonna get this to 25 likes, and I really hope you do because I really am enjoying making this what if, and I have great plans for this what if, you know what I mean. Anyways, if you haven't yet, check out my Discord server, links will be in the description. And yeah, for following you, I'm out for now. Peace.